So still talking about how negative communication actually signals something deep in our hearts that actually does separate us. Though negative communication doesn't necessarily separate us from the grace of God, but it signifies something that is deeply there, hidden in my heart, and it means that I am probably not receiving grace because, well, Matthew 12:34. So how does this happen? Why is this so? Well, it doesn't just separate me from grace, but actually when I communicate in a negative way, when I tear down with my words, when I do not, and if I do not build up my brothers and sisters, when I do not build up the work of God, when I tear down the work of God, I am actually doing something broader. I am touching many. Actually, in Proverbs 16:28, it says, "A froward man sows strife, and a whisperer separates chief friends." So, grace, it seeks to unite. It seeks to reconcile. It builds relationships. That's the whole idea of grace. Grace is the means through which God can have a relationship with us, and it also builds relationships among believers. But a negative heart, a heart that will express itself in gossip, in criticism, in accusation, in complaining, a heart that expresses itself this way is actually fundamentally alone. It is separate. It cannot connect with others, and it will separate from each other, as it says here in this verse. A whisperer separates chief friends, a froward man sows strife. Okay, there is a distance sown between people by those words, and this is, it's not something that makes the person who does this. It doesn't help them. It doesn't make them happier. They might even say, "Well, I don't like saying this, but truth must be served. Justice must be done. I have to tell you what I think. I have to express, whatever." It doesn't make them happier, but they just cannot help it, and eventually it undermines unity. And Hebrews 12:15 expresses how actually those words defile many. So they stop, not just, they don't, I'm not the only one who is stopped from receiving grace, but I am actually pouring out my words, and I'm stopping others from receiving grace as well. So Hebrews 12:15, "Looking diligently lest any man fail the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springing up to trouble you, and thereby many be defiled." So that verse, it says that this root of bitterness comes up and defiles many, and then my brothers and sisters are also separated from receiving the grace of God. So God forbid that would happen. This negative communication, it is a very dangerous way of separating, making the grace of God null and void, of no effect in our lives and in the life of others. God would minister to them, but they cannot accept it because I have criticized, the work of God, the people of God, the preachers, the church, whatever, the ministry, some sort of ministry, and those people now have it in their hearts, and they cannot receive the grace of God for the ministry which they were called to, or to hear the word of God, for to be built up by the grace of God. So that would be a terrible thing to happen. God protect us from being like that. So God bless your day.